Hello and welcome to another podcast here of SpoBits.com, a website which analyzes games tactically and statistically around the game. And so today we will be analyzing the first Ashes Test match between Australia and England at Brisbane, and the game where Australia absolutely crushed England by 10 wickets, with lots of worries now for the English team going into the second test match here with the small niggles, injuries and mental problems as well for the batsmen and for the bowlers going into the Adelaide test match here. So if we analyse the game, if we analyse the first test match throughout, England started well with the bat, but they struggled. They struggled with the run rate to score runs quickly. There's the problem, because the Gabba wicket was slow to start with. So English batsmen who, like Stoneman, James Vince and David Malan, were good in defending the ball, but they struggled to score runs. So with being good with their bat and their defense, they couldn't do much with the scoring. So 302 was a good score, but it was always 50-60 shot where they should be to challenge Australia. They bowled well in the first innings, the English team, to restrict Australian top order to 76 for 4, but then they couldn't get Stephen Smith out. Stephen Smith was very patient. He thwarted all kinds of deliveries that England tried to bowl. He boxed the English bowlers down and then hit them for runs when the bowlers looked a little tired. So that was the plan from the Australian captain, to box the English bowlers down. So when the second innings came, Australia had a very valuable 26 runs lead. The Gabba wicket got a little quicker. So as the second innings started, the wicket was a bit Australian-like. Extra bounce, more pace and more carry through to the wicket keeper. And then the struggle of the English batsmen started. Cook tried to hook a ball which was not there to hook at the end of the day, at the end of the third day I should say. And then Stoneman struggled with short stuffs, and every batsman since then, David Malan and Stoneman were out by Nathan Lyon's spin and extra bounce. They struggled to cope with that as well. So English batsmen were good in the first innings because the pitch was a little slower. As the pitch quickened up with the day 3 and day 4, they struggled. And this is an alarming sign, because pitches like in Melbourne and Adelaide and the Perth WACA, they are generally quick from day one. So if they're not going to be prepared for these kind of pitches and these kind of short stuffs and playing, adjusting to the short deliveries and the resulting full deliveries after those short bumps, so they have to be ready for that. If they are not ready for that, they're going to struggle in this series a long time. As for the bowlers, they're too much dependent on Anderson and Broad, it seems. They're just too much dependent on Anderson and Broad to get wickets. Vokes was not even close to his best. Jake Ball, I should say. Jake Ball didn't look fit. He was rushed back for this test match because they thought Mason Crane and Tom Curran are not the ones to be risked for the first test match. So they brought Jake Ball and had 4 seamers. He could make an extra influence in Adelaide with the pink ball, maybe, because there will be more skid because that test match will be played day-night. So Anderson and Jake Ball and also Stuart Broad might get more help on the Adelaide wicket. But Moeen Ali, he was not fit before when the tour started 20 days ago, and he became fit, but he had a cut in his finger, so he struggled in the second innings with his bowling. And as a spinner, Graham Swan also commented on this, that if the control finger is cut, then he will drag every other ball short and release the pressure, even if he's trying to spin 1 or 2 away from the batsman, because batsmen will know that if they manage to pick him, if they manage to defend 1 or 2 deliveries, the poor ball will come, the boundary ball will come to be hit. So that's a concern for England, because they have only one backup spinner in the name of Mason Crane, who hasn't played a test match yet. So they will be quite reluctant to give him an opportunity in such a high profile Ashes test series with loads of pressure on them. and in the batting section, they have to improve. They have to improve the run rate. They have to be proactive against Nathan Lyon. David Malan and Mark Sturman really bogged down against Nathan Lyon. They just struggled with, even if Nathan Lyon bowled a short delivery, they defended. They just tried to survive. The survival thing won't work for 5 Test matches, because the Australians in the second innings, I thought, worked out that okay, defend the balls. How much you will defend? Even if they defend 10 extra balls, they will not be worried, because the wicket ball will come. So instead of defending, if they try to score more and get out, it's better. Making 27, 30 runs out of 80, 100 balls, it's not going to work, because they're going to work them out pretty soon. The Australians, they're going to know, okay, their run rate isn't too good. They're not going far away, even if they are not losing much wickets. Look at the first day, 82 overs, 79 overs, 80 overs were bowled. Sorry, so 80 overs were bowled, and England scored 196 for 4. So even if they lost just 4 wickets in the first day, they were not even close to 250. So Australians were always happy with that. And in the second day, they closed them out for 302. That's what happened in the second innings as well. Stoneman and Root started well on the fourth day, but they were not going anywhere ahead with the scoring. And when Stoneman fell and Malan fell quickly to Nathan Lyon, the pressure was right back on England, because the runs weren't there. So in the whole picture, if we look at the whole picture of the English team going into the next 4 Test matches, they lack batting, proactiveness, they lack experience, of course, because 3 of the top 5 batsmen haven't played an Ashes Test series before. So they're going to struggle really with the short stuffs that will be coming in the next grounds, like in Adelaide and the WACA especially. So if they're not going to change their batting style, Australians will really rub them off here very soon, and this tour might get very long for England, and it might be quite a big struggle for Joe Root as well as a captain. So England have to really do well. In the bowling department, I still think they have to depend on Broad and Anderson and Vokes to come good. They just have to hope that Moeen Ali is fit for the remaining Test series. His fingers are good, because he is their main spinner now, and they need a spinner, because Australian decks provide spin. Even if they're quick and bouncy, the Australian decks will provide spin on the 4th and the 5th days of any Test match. So a good spinner is necessary. He has to put the reps on the ball. He needs to get wickets for England. He needs to bat well and get wickets. So if we summarize the England need, we should say, or what England need for the next 4 Test matches in 2 to 3 points, we can say number 1, England need batting performance which has more proactiveness and more activity. They just don't have to bog down every time. They don't have to play the survival game every time. And number 2, they need the lower middle order to contribute. Like Bairstow and Vokes tried to play in the second innings like that, but they didn't handle the short ball pretty well, to be honest. Vokes struggled. So the number 7 and the number 8 and the number 9, those 3 need to contribute. It's going to be difficult, because if they lose 5 wickets, they get all out quite quickly. Like if we saw in the second innings, they lost their 7th wicket, and 20 minutes to 25 minutes later, they were all out. So some kind of resistance has to come from the lower batting order as well. Sometimes in a Test match, that's very crucial. And in the bowling department, they need more depth. They need more varieties from the bowlers. They need more patience from the bowlers, and they need to put some more effort in their bowling here. They look very lackluster in the second innings. They look very flat. On the flat Australian pitches, if the bowlers also become flat, it's going to be very difficult for Captain Root to rotate his bowlers and look for wickets, because Australians will get better. They had a very bad first innings, the top order, and Warner and Bancroft just feasted on in the second innings, and with Stephen Smith in good form. There are some good players there. Usman Khawaja, Stephen Smith, Peter Hanscom were also all good players who can really damage the English bowling lineup. So if England have to improve, they have to improve quickly, because if they go 2-0 down in this series, it's going to be a very long tour for them. So stay tuned on SpoBits.com podcast for more podcasts on different games like football and cricket. And we'll be back for the Ashes podcast when the second test begins. Till then, stay tuned on SpoBits.com. Thank you.